All right, welcome back to King FX Trading Mastery. If today is your first time you'll be watching any of our videos or this analysis, make sure you click that subscribe button and don't forget to click that notification bell. So if you are into Forex, crypto, and binary option, this channel is definitely for you. So make sure you click that subscribe button. So before we get started, guys, for those who are watching this analysis for the first time, this strategy you are looking right in front of you is called the King strategy. This strategy has well over 75% win rate, and it is a combination of moving averages, stochastic, and RSI. So if you really want to learn about this strategy, there is a make sure you watch this video to the end. There is a link at the end of this video, okay, where you can learn more about this strategy on how to set up the parameters, everything that has to do with this strategy, and how to take your profits, your stop loss, everything you need to know about this strategy and how to be more profitable. And we also have series of video on how to get better on this strategy. So we have another one, latest one, known as a uh, sniper entry strategy, where you can enter on lower time frame that gives you tighter stop loss with 7 pips, 8 pips, and all of that. Okay, so make sure you watch this video to the end. So this analysis is from August 2nd, August from Monday, August 2nd to Friday, August 6th, 2021. From Monday, August 2nd to Friday, August 6th, 2021. All right, so let's get started. Our last week analysis, we do not have much pair for last week between Monday and Wednesday, but on Thursday, a lot of pairs started changing their direction, and right now we have a lot of pairs that are waiting for us to, to be taken. So the few pairs we analyzed last week, to the glory of God, close to 70% of them played out, all right, while we lost few of them, all right. So overall, we've been profitable with this strategy for a very long time. So you just need to take your time to learn more about the particular strategy before you can, for you to be able to make more money with it. So let's get started. The first pair I want to be looking at this morning is AUD Swiss franc. AUD Swiss franc, according to this, but quickly, let me quickly dive into something before I go further with the analysis. We make our analysis from weekly down to 1 hour, all right? Our 1 hour is actually our entry time frame, but lately we've been able to add lower time frame to it to catch the sniper entry, and the lower time frame we use is 5 minutes. So our entry time frame is 1 hour, but we have to wait for 5 minutes to give us a signal to be able to catch the sniper entry. So when you watch the video on the sniper entry, you understand this better, okay? But I'm going to stop this analysis. I'm going to put in the entry time frame on 1 hour, guys. All right, so the first one we'll look at is AUD Swiss franc. AUD Swiss franc, according to H1 and H4, we are currently sell buyers. We can see this, the nice trend to the downside. So the weekly, we saw the weekly candle close in red, a good and strong momentum red candle. So this is a signal that this coming week is most likely going to keep pushing down. AUD Swiss franc is most likely going to keep pushing down this coming week. So our weekly target for AUD Swiss franc is at this red support, which is at 0.6414. All right. While the daily, we also have the same strong momentum candle to the downside on daily. So this gives us double assurance that this pair is going to keep pushing down. So the daily target for AUD Swiss franc is at this green, at this level, at this green support, which is at 0.6585. So coming to our entry time frame, which is H1. So we want to wait for the cross, for the pullback, then on its way down, we catch the entry to the downside, while our first profit is going to be at this green support. And if that level get broken, we're heading to the higher support. All right, so the lower support, I beg your pardon. So AUD Swiss franc, look for a sell. AUD Swiss franc, look for a sell. The next one I'll talk about is AUD JPY. AUD JPY is also trending down to the downside, so it is currently sell biased. So the weekly candle closed in red, a strong momentum candle as well. The same thing we have on the AUD Swiss franc. So AUD JPY, we're expecting it to drop further to this red support to also touch the red moving average, the higher moving average. So we expect it to pull down to this red support at 79.11. So that is the weekly target for AUD JPY. So the daily target is at this level. As we can see, the candle also closed in red, which tells us that we may see a move down to this level first. If ever there's going to be a change of trend, we expect it to drop down to the daily support first at 79.85. And if this daily support get broken, we are heading to the weekly support. So coming to the entry time frame, AUD JPY is good for a sell. Wait for the pullback towards this red moving average, then catch your sell entry. All right, catch your sell entry, and your first target is going to be towards the daily support. All right, so AUD JPY is good for a sell. AUD JPY, look for a sell. AUD USD is currently sell bias. We can see we have a downtrend on H4, a strong downtrend. So this is currently sell bias. So coming to the weekly time frame, we see this also closed in red. All right, this tells us that we may still have some move to the downside. So if that happens, we are looking forward to the weekly target on AUD Swiss franc to drop down to this level, all right, which is at this red support at 0.7018. All right, but this may not happen in 1 week, but that is where we are targeting. So the daily support, we see this close with bearish engulfing. Okay, so not so perfect, but can still be considered that way. It's not so perfect because of this week is longer than this, but so we see this as a strong momentum carrying to the downside. So this tells us that this will uh have the room to pull down. So our daily support for this is at this level, at this green support at the 0.7237. All right, so coming to our entry time frame, which is uh H1. So we want to wait for the pullback. Okay, wait for the pullback, but be mindful if the two blue and black moving average crosses the red to the upside, that has invalidate the setups. Okay, but if it does not cross up and we see the pull down right from here, then it's going to be a good one to look for a sell, while the overall target uh for the daily is at this green support. All right, so but we may take some profit along the way before it get down to this support, so be mindful of that, guys. So AUD USD is good for a sell. AUD USD is good for a sell. AUD card AUD card is also sell bias. AUD card is also sell bias. You can see we have the strong so look at, sorry, beg your pardon. Okay, right here. So with this, we want this to we are currently sell bias right here. So with this, we go to the weekly time frame, tells us The weekly candle will still have the strong momentum to the downside. Okay, so our overall target for this week on AUD card is at this red support. Okay, so which is at 0.90115. Okay, so the daily candle sorry about that, we see a strong momentum to the downside. So this is currently sitting at a support right here. So but we expect this level to get broken to touch the red support. So with that in mind, AUD with that in mind, AUD card, we want to wait for the pullback, then take your sell entry to the downside. So AUD card is good for a sell. All right, AUD card is good for a sell. AUD AUD card is good for a sell. Okay, so AUD NZD, we're currently seeing this to the downside on H4. Okay, so it's currently sell bias. So the weekly candle close in red, and we're seeing this break the last uh support. So we expect this to keep pushing down towards the red support at 1.0418 during this coming week. All right, so the daily candle, we also see this close in red, and we've seen this break the last low. So a clear indication that we may have more push to the downside. So with that in mind, we expect this to drop further to this level. Okay, so coming to the entry time frame, which is H1, wait for the pullback. All right, wait for the pullback and take your sell entry. And our first target, yet of our first target is going to be at this green support. Okay, at the same level at 1.0514. And if this level get broken, we are heading to the red support, which is the weekly target. All right, so AUDNZD is good for a sell. AUDNZD, look for a sell. Card Swiss franc, is currently sell bias. So the weekly candle, we see this close in red. All right, okay, so this tells us that we may still have some push towards the week of the previous week candle. All right, and if that is in place, we expect price to pull down to the red support at 0.7175, which is at this red support. So the daily, we also see the daily close as an inside bar. So this inside bar, we may see this as a continuation to the downside because of the weekly candlestick. So with that in mind, this right here is going to be our daily target. Okay, the green support right here at 0.7243 is going to be our daily target. So coming to the entry time frame, we wait for the pullback towards the 120 moving average, then cash your sell entry and ensure you take your first profit before this green support, which is at this level at 0.7243. And if that level get broken, we will head on to the weekly support. So card Swiss franc is good for a sell. Card Swiss franc good for a sell. Swiss franc JPY. Swiss franc JPY is currently pushing up to the upside. Okay, so the weekly candle, we see the weekly candle close in a massive green candle, so which I consider a momentum candlestick to the upside. So we expect this to pull up some more towards the red resistance at 122.67 during this coming week. Okay, due to the momentum. Okay, so the daily candle also closed with good momentum candle. Okay, and we've seen this break a structure right here. So this tells us that Swiss franc JPY is will have the up has the momentum to keep pushing up. So if that happens, Our daily target for Swiss franc JPY is at 121.72, okay, which is at this level 121.72, and if this level get broken, we are heading higher. So coming back to the our entry time frame, which is daily, sorry, which is H1, then wait for the pullback, then catch your buy entry to the upside. All right, so Swiss franc JPY is good for a buy. Euro AUD, is currently trending to the upside, a nice trend to the upside. So the weekly candle, we see this close as a momentum candle, just like Swiss franc JPY. So the weekly target for this, for Euro AUDs, are the red resistance at 1.6397. All right, so that's going to be our weekly target. So coming to the daily, we also see this. The daily candle also closed with a strong candle to the upside, and we've seen a structure, a level being broken right here. Okay, this tells us that we should expect more push up to the upside. So coming to the entry time frame, we want to wait for the pullback, wait for the pullback, wait for the pullback, then catch your buy entry to the upside. Okay, and first target is going to be towards the green resistance, and if that get broken, we are heading higher. So Euro AUD, look for a buy. Euro AUD, look for a buy. Our next pair is going to be Euro Swiss franc. Euro Swiss franc is trending nicely to the downside. As we can see, H1 and H4 is trending nicely to the downside. So the weekly candle, we see this close as a strong momentum candle, okay, which tells us that this level has a higher probability to get broken to approach the next support level. Okay, so we're expecting this pair to pull down to the red support at 1.0659 during this coming week, which is at this level. Okay, so with that in mind, the daily, we see this also close in red, a strong candle, but be mindful, this is currently sitting at a support, a strong daily support. So once market opens on lower time frame, we want to look out for the pullback. Okay, a pullback to gather momentum, then on its way down, we take the sell and take your first profit at the daily support. And if that level get broken, we are heading to the weekly support. Euro Swiss franc, look for a sell. Euro Swiss franc, look for a sell. Euro USD is the move to the upside on Euro USD has just begun. So it's good to start looking out for a buy on Euro USD. Okay, we can see Euro USD, according to supply and demand rules, Euro USD is coming from a demand zone. So we're expecting it to pull up to the next demand zone. So we're looking forward to that. So our next target for this is towards the higher level, which may not happen in 2 weeks. All right. So, but we see this close with bullish momentum candle, which is bullish engulfing candlestick. So this tells us that we should expect some push to the upside. All right, so we're expecting this to come to this red resistance during this coming weeks. So which will not happen in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So let's see how that's going to play out. So the daily candle, we see this close in red, but the wick of the candle has gone above the last daily candle, okay, which tells us that this level has been broken. All right, which tells us that this level has been broken. So we can see the daily candle closed above the last high. So this tells us that we should expect some push to the upside towards the red moving average, which is at the green resistance at 1.1970. So that's going to be our target for Euro USD. So coming to the 1 hour, we've seen the pullback. So if the cross should happen, it's going to be a good one to take. Then look out for a target at 1.1970. All right. So Euro USD is good for a buy. Euro USD, look for a buy. GBP USD, the same structure we have on Euro USD is what we have on GU. Almost the same. Actually not the same, but almost the same. Okay. Coming to the weekly time frame, we see this close in green. Okay. A good healthy candle to the upside. All right. So this tells us that we should expect some push up to the red resistance at 1.4244. Okay, that may take 2 weeks to happen. Okay, so the daily candle, we see this close in red, but we can see this is currently trading at a strong daily resistance right here. Okay, but if this level get broken, we'll be targeting the red resistance. But obviously we may have some push down which may invalidate this setup on the lower time frame. All right, but nevertheless we want to look out for a push down. We may expect this pair to pull down some more to this level, okay, depending on what market is going to present to us. So we're going to wait for that. So coming into the lower time frame, if the cross to the upside happens, it's going to be good to look out for a trade. But if the two moving average to cross below the 120 moving average, then that has invalidated the setup. All right, so be mindful, guys. So GBP USD is still good for a buy. GU, look for a buy. GN is also to the upside. Okay, we can see this is like a momentum, so we'll see what's going to happen. So the weekly candle, we see this close in green. All right, so we may expect this to push up some more towards the red resistance during this coming week at 2.0272 during this coming week. So the daily candle, we see this close in green, but the previous day candle, we had a signal telling us that this may pull down some more. So we may expect this pair to also pull down some more, as we can see some rejection on this very candle, which is like a retest to this move. So we may see this pull down some more during this coming week before the push up may happen. Okay, but nevertheless we want to wait to see what that is going to present to us. So almost the same structure we have on GN is what we have on GU. Okay, so the entry time frame, which is H1, you can see the cross happen this way, once you see the cross this way, it will be good to take the buy entry. But if the blue and black moving average crosses below the red moving average, then you want to let the pair be. All right, so take note, GU and GN, the same structure we have, so they are still good for a buy. GA is currently trending to the upside nicely. So the weekly candle, we see this close in green, a healthy green candle for that matter. So this tells us that we should expect more push up towards this supply zone, all right, which is at 1.9472. Okay, so the daily candle, we also see this close in green. So but we may have some pull down, but this is currently sitting at a resistance right here, so we may have some pullback before the push up. So let's wait for the pullback on this pair, then catch the buy entry to the upside. GBP AUD, look for a buy. G-Chef is currently sell bias. G-Chef is currently sell bias. So the weekly candle, we see this close in red with a flat bottom. So having this type of candle close with a flat bottom as a pin bar, so this tells us that we should expect more push down. With this pin bar, we expect more push down towards the wick of this candle on the daily. But if this green support get broken, we are heading to the red support. Okay, we are actually targeting the red support, but this may not happen in 1 or 2 weeks due to the momentum of this pair, but we will see what is going to happen. All right, so this is the target for the weekly. 1.2238 is the weekly target for GBP chef. Okay, the daily target, the daily candle closed in red, so this tells us that we should expect the daily target on G share to drop down to the green support at 1.2498 at the least. All right, so coming to the entry, wait for the pullback, catch your entry and take your trade, take your profit before 1.2498, which is at this green support. All right, so G chef, look for a sell, a nice one right there. So look for a sell. NZD card, NZD card, NZD card is also trending to the downside. So the weekly candle close in red, also a healthy red candle that tells us that we should expect more push down on this pair. So if that should happen, we're expecting this to come towards the red support at 0.8592. Okay, that is the weekly target. The red support is the weekly target, so the daily target is right at this level. All right, which is at the green support at 0.8628. All right, so but be mindful, this is a strong zone, so we want to be careful. So this is going to be a good trade to also look out for, but definitely wait for the pullback. Once the pullback happens, take your sell trade and take your profit before this level. And if that level get broken, we are heading lower. All right, so NZD card, look for a sell. NZD card, look for a sell. NZD Swiss franc is currently sell bias. So the weekly candle, we see this close in red, a nice healthy momentum candle to the downside. So this gives me 80% assurance that this level is going to get hit during this coming week. The red support is going to get hit. The red support at 0.6232. Okay, so that is the weekly target for NZD Swiss franc for this week. So that's our target. So the daily candle, we see this close in bearish momentum candle. So it's currently sitting at a support right now. Okay, strong support, but with the momentum we have on the daily candle and the weekly candle, so this tells us that this level will get broken. So we wait for it. So we definitely want to wait for the pullback, okay, for the pair to gather momentum to push to the downside. All right, so wait for the pullback, and take part of your profit at the green support at the 0.6306. Okay, take part of your profit, and overall target is going to be at the red support. Okay, NZD Swiss franc, a nice trade to also look out for. NZD Swiss franc, look for a sell. USD JPY, USD JPY is also trending down, but not so nice, but it's trending down. Okay, so the weekly candle we see this close in red, okay, but we expect this candle to come, this pair to at least come to the last, to the week, to the bottom of the week of the previous week candle. So but our overall target for this is at the red support at 108.52. That is the target, okay, while the daily target is going to be at the green support, which is at this level, as you can see, at this level, as you can see. So you can see this also closed in green, but this green candle is a retest to the previous day candle of this one. So we expect this to certainly drop lower to the green support at 109.05, okay, and if this level get broken, we are heading lower. So with this in mind, we've already seen the pullback. So the cross should happen to the downside, take your sell trade and take your profit before the green support. All right, USD JPY, this is also a nice trade to look out for. USD JPY, look for a sell, look for a sell. So USD Swiss franc is currently trending down nicely, okay. The nice trend to the downside has just begun on USD Swiss franc. So we're going to see how far this is going to go. So the weekly candle, we see this close in a massive big red candle. So this tells us that we should expect this pair to pull down towards this red support at 0.8921 during this coming week. So the daily candle, we see this close in red, all right, but on lower time frame you can see this is still consolidating, trying to pick its direction. So the daily, our daily target towards this should be somewhere here, okay. Let's make it tighter at 0.9005. That's going to be our daily target, all right. So we can see this is currently sitting at a support, but the cross has already happened. But our advice on this pair, when the cross happen, wait for the next pullback that's going to happen, because this pullback is not enough. This pullback is so small, it's not enough like these ones right here. So wait for the nice pullback to happen, then take your sell entry to the downside and take your first profit before this green support right here. I hope this is clear. So USD Swiss franc is a good one to look for a sell. The last thing I want to talk about is USD card. USD card is also sell biased, okay. So the weekly candle, we see this close in red, so we expect this to pull down some more, all right, towards this red support at 1.2265 during this coming week. And the daily, we see the daily candle close in green, okay, as an inside bar candle, okay, not a perfect inside bar candle, okay, but close in green. So this may be like a retest to the break of this 120 moving average. You can see it's serving at the 120 moving average on the daily. So we will expect this to push down some more, but be mindful, this is currently sitting at a support, but we expect this support to get broken due to what the weekly candle is telling us, okay. So the daily, our entry time frame, we may see more push up to the downside due to this move. We may see more push up to the downside. When this cross happen, take your sell trade and make sure you take part of your profit at the green support, okay. And if that level get broken, we are heading lower. All right, so guys, this is all I have for you today. So take your time to go through the video, write everything down in your jotter, and take notes of every pair. And like I said, you want to pick your sniper entry after you've seen your cross on H1. Remember, after the cross happened on H1, go to 5 minutes and wait for the next cross that will happen on 5 minutes to the downside. In the case of this one, after you see the cross like this happen to the downside on H1, okay, if you want to take the trade instantly, you may take it, but that is not going to be the sniper entry. But the sniper entry after the cross has happened on H1, go to 5 minutes. The next cross that will happen to the downside on 5 minutes, then that is going to be your entry, and that should give you the sniper entry. So to learn more about this, about the strategy, refer to the King strategy plus the sniper entry. Then you will learn more about the sniper entry. So quick review: this pair, the pairs that we should look out for is AUD Swiss franc, look for a sell; AUD JPY, look for a sell; AUD USD, sell; AUD card, sell; AUD NZD, sell; card Swiss franc, sell; Swiss franc JPY, buy; Euro AUD, buy; Euro Swiss franc, sell; Euro USD, buy; GBP USD, buy; GN, buy; GA, buy; GBP Swiss franc, sell; NZD card, sell; NZD Swiss franc, sell; USD JPY, sell; USD Swiss franc, sell; USD card, sell. So the weak pairs I have for you this week is AUD is weak, extremely weak. NZD is also weak. The strong pair I have for you is Swiss franc. Is the only pair I can say is strong. USD is also getting weaker, but we'll see how that goes. But the only strong pair I have for you is Swiss franc. All right. So, guys, my advice for you is to focus more on Swiss franc pairs this coming week. Focus more on Swiss franc pairs. It has nice setup. All right, so that is what I have for you guys this week. Once again, this is called the King strategy. So if you have not subscribed, make sure you click that subscribe button, and don't forget to activate the bell icon. All right, remember to click that like button, share this with your loved ones. All right, share it, and if you have gained some value, type something in the comment box. So guys, I will see you on the next one. Have a lovely day and happy trading week. Bye bye for now, and God bless.